Hello and welcome back to the Sleepless Podcast, where I interview people that are much more qualified than me in just about every area. We're back from a break. No better guest to have as we're back from a break with someone that will save this podcast because he saves absolutely everything. 18 appearances, now 19 last night for Western United in the A-League. Former hero for Bentley Greens. He's a goalkeeper, superstar Ryan Scott.
G'day, how are you?
Not bad at all, mate. I have to give a shout out here to Sam Boyd, who I know is waiting for the shout out. He's the one that I got the contact of you from.
How are you, Sammy?
Yeah,
He's a good man.
Absolutely loved it. Yes, he absolutely loved it. And he's a number one fan of this one. So very thankful to him for getting me onto you, basically. We'll chat about your career and everything that you have done. Obviously, it's come from everywhere. Like, there is so many stories I've heard of you and all the articles written about you because, you know, I'm sort of around the area. Bentley Greens is the closest NPL club to me as well. So
Yeah.
I just hear just absolute folklore of you, basically.
They're good stories.
Oh, absolutely. Just all the best stories, mate. From all your saviour, your heroics and all that and all the celebrations. It's
Antics.
very, very cool. Absolutely. Just the antics. That is basically it.
The carry-on luggage.
We'll chat through it all. Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's the only way to do it. So you're born in Victoria here in Gembrook. Can you sort of explain to the listeners where that is in terms of like the city of Melbourne and everything like that?
Yeah, so Gembrook is about an hour east of Melbourne, out in the hills, out in the Dandenongs, Puffin-Billy. Sort of the biggest tourist attraction that everyone knows.
Of course.
But yeah, so I was born in Melbourne. Lived in Coffs Harbour for 8 years. Moved up there when I was 4, and then moved back when I was 12. So then lived in Gembrook for 8 years, and then started creeping my way a bit further to the action. And now I'm living in Oakley, so
there you go.
Now. Yeah.
Nice and local, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sort of starting in Victoria, what was it that sort of like got you into obviously like football and all that? Like, what sort of drew you to the game and like the goalkeeper position and all that sort of stuff?
The game was just my brother and my dad. My brother's 3 years older than me, so he was obviously playing and I was too young, so I was watching him. My dad used to coach him, and then I actually didn't start playing in goals till I was 15, so I used to play on the field.
There you go.
And then obviously I wanted to go, make a career in the game, and couldn't do that on the field, so I thought I'd go in goals and see how that went for me, and I haven't really looked back since.
Absolutely. It's a position that, like, I feel like it's underratedly like hard for what like you think it is. Like, it's such a position where people don't really think about it, but it's ridiculous.
Yeah, very isolated.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's easy to get all the accolades and the praise, but it can quite easily be on the wrong end of it all as well.
Of course. And that's just the nature of, I guess, professional sport, and especially in a sport where, like, they're all sort of out in the field, and you most of the time you have to just stand back and kind of watch what everyone else is going on, and then pull out the heroics towards the end. Exactly. Yes. Were there any teams that you supported growing up, like as like young? So obviously like the EPL and the A-League and all that. What sort of who you supported?
So Newcastle United in the Premier League. That's my team. So my dad's born. So followed them quite fanatically over my years. And in the A-League, I actually supported the Newcastle Jets because I was living in Coffs Harbour when it all sort of kicked off.
There you go.
Yeah, and then sort of growing up, I sort of lost a bit of interest. Always watched the A-League, but obviously that's where I wanted to get to, so I didn't really have a team in a sense. But I'd say Newcastle, if anyone.
There you go. I've been a Victory fan for a while now. I've been to literally like a couple. Oh, shit. this year as
Which
well
is-
has been tough.
Yeah, very tough. We
Yes.
find ourselves in similar position at the moment. Yeah, not good.
No, that's all right. And then obviously now that all the expansion teams coming in and all that, a lot of my mates have this now fondness for Western United as well, which is
Say that
kind of
again, sorry?
unreal. A lot of my mates like have this fondness for Western United now, and like everyone is really, really into it, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's good that more people get involved.
Absolutely, yeah, especially with the new team and everything. Everyone kind of bought into it. It was really, it was
jump on
random as,
board.
but it was cool. Exactly. I'm sure I'll be one of those anyway.
Yeah.
Growing up, I believe soccer wasn't like your only sport. Obviously, yeah. Apparently, you were not a bad cricketer as well, and I know you're a footy fan.
Yeah,
Also.
cricket. Cricket was me. Oh yeah, that's obviously summer was cricket and winter was soccer.
Yeah,
so
of course.
Yeah, do a bit of both. But yeah,
Of course.
probably miss playing cricket quite a lot. Yeah, I was handy. I used to wicket keep, which is ironic.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I used to open the batting as well. So pretty aggressive.
There you go.
Throw the bat
I
at
do
it.
have here. I do have here that you scored 211 at some point.
Yes.
Is
Not out.
there any truth to that one?
Yes.
211 not out.
True.
Oh.
211 not out.
Wow,
I'd never made it. I'd never made 100. And it was probably only 4 years ago. Yeah, I'd never made 100, and then one day, yeah, obviously playing up in Gembrook, just I don't know what happened, but I opened the batting, took the first ball of the day. Yeah, took the first ball of the day and took the last ball of the day. So against Nyora up at Gembrook. Yeah,
not bad at all.
Big day and big night.
I was going to say you would have been a big fan down at the crew hall after that.
I think I told the whole community.
We'd have everyone around you.
Yeah,
we'd have everyone around you. I wouldn't let go of it either, to be honest with you. Not a chance. And also, AFL, I know that you like as well. I believe you're a Cats fan.
Yeah, Geelong fan. Again,
Yes.
sort of dad followed Geelong, so he passed the baton down.
Of course. Very true. I despise Geelong personally, purely because of
who do you back for?
I'm St Kilda. So 2009 and yeah, 2009 has killed me basically. And now just seeing them good and us still suck is just great to be involved with, you know.
Yeah, I thought he'd be better this year, to be honest, but
well. Look, well. One day we'll get back to the top.
Dreaming.
Back to you, obviously. Oh yeah, absolutely. Back to you. So you are, as I said before, the goalkeeper, and you were the goalkeeper for the NPL Victoria side, Bentley Greens, which for those that don't know, pretty successful side. Here they've been to multiple FFA Cup semi-finals and everything like that. How is that sort of like? And you won all these championships with them, and how does that like you think back on that now that where you are now? How does that sort of impact you? Like thinking back on your whole time there.
Yeah, obviously it was a big part of my journey, and I spent five seasons there. Made a lot of good mates, and we won a lot of trophies. A few cup runs, which was I guess good for exposure for the club and myself. But yeah, my pathway was a little bit different to everyone else who's most of the other boys that were playing in the league, in the A League. So, but yeah, I don't regret my pathway. That was what meant for me, and a lot of good memories.
I was gonna say, what do you think is sort of your most memorable moment as a player there, and like your biggest achievements and stuff like that?
Definitely the grand finals. One 2015, I was on the bench. So that one probably wasn't as sweet as 2017, 2019. And a couple of best ons in them as well, which was very, very exciting. To perform on the last day of the year is always big. But them 2 days were special.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's just how it is in basically every sport at every level. Almost, you win those championships, that sort of joy doesn't really change depending on what league you're in or what
exactly.
trophy you're going for, sort of thing.
There's no better feeling.
Exactly. Hopefully the next up for you is A-League
Yeah,
title.
it'd be nice.
Hopefully
It'd be nice. It's always the ambition.
That's the hope anyway. Coming into the 2019-2020 season, you were saying that your sort of pathway was a lot different to other people, but you went and trialled at the Newcastle Jets.
Yes.
Which was obviously unsuccessful as you are now. How was that sort of experience to trial for like an A-League side and sort of be against all these other people that are that level?
Yeah, it was obviously, first of all, it was good to get the trial. It's obviously a bit of recognition for performances. Yeah, it was good to get a taste of it and sort of, see, what it was like and the standards and everything, and sort of see where I was at. Obviously got knocked back, but, it wasn't meant to be. Obviously went back to Bentley and won another championship there. And then, managed to get an opportunity through a bit of luck, I could say. An injury to another goalkeeper at the club presented me with an opportunity, and I had to take it. So I've done that, and I am where I am.
Exactly. And like I was saying, like the way you picked up is basically unbelievable. Like you originally signed as an injury replacement almost, and then you started with like a 3-month contract. When you first got picked up, like how did you find out, for one, and then like what was sort of that initial reaction of like what's next sort of thing?
Yeah, well, it was I'd actually just got back from Europe, so I was on a Europe trip after the grand final with a few mates. I think spent 6 weeks over there, letting the hair down, and then I came back, and I think I was back for a week, and then they got a call from Johnny A, basically saying that they sort of need me in ASAP. And I was in the next day, and it all happened very quickly, and I was probably a bit underdone, as to be expected, coming in, and had a few little niggles and little injuries here and there, just sort of trying to adapt to the the environment and obviously professional football. But obviously I hurt myself. I signed 3 months, and then I extended till the end of the season, and then I've just signed a new 2-year deal, so a bit of security. So
very worth it.
All, I suppose, baby steps at the start. 3 months. Also, they weren't sure if I was up to it or not. Had to come in and prove myself, and did that. So happy to be where I am now.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you made the one appearance in your first sort of however long, and now I think you've made now your 19th appearance yesterday, which was pretty cool. Anyway.
Yeah, it's again, like I got an opportunity to have a go, and again, it's sort of pretty cutthroat in the position. You can either take the opportunity or you don't, and if you don't, you're probably going to find yourself back on the bench or whatever. So again, took the opportunity, and I've played since then. So
absolutely,
just take it as it comes.
Very unreal to see, especially because when you were first sort of picked up, it was so shocking because you went from being basically like you went from a brookie to playing the A-League in like a day almost.
Yeah, exactly. That pretty much happened overnight.
Which is crazy, and like something that people think it like won't happen, but then you hear about these sorts of stories, and it's like, oh well, like everyone can sort of do it, which is unreal. Yeah,
I guess it's a bit of a Cinderella story. I seem to have that tag as the bricklayer, which I don't know. I guess I'm trying to lose a little bit. I'd rather be known as a goalkeeper, but
exactly,
I don't regret my pathway. I was a brickie. I learned a few things there. Not obviously about the job, but about hard work and discipline, and it's helped me to be where I am now.
Of course, it's just like a cool thing like overall anyway, like the experience of playing professionally and like playing against like massive names and with massive names, like, you know, there's Diamante and there's all these players that, like, you know, you would have been watching, and like then you actually get to play with them. It's just a whole new ball game basically.
Yeah, it was funny. I was actually going to go to the game against, I think they played Melbourne Victory just before I signed, like on the Saturday. And then I was going to go and watch and sit in the Western away bay and have a bit of fun, and it didn't end up going. But the next day I was at the training ground, so it all sort of just escalated. But it was good. But yeah, rubbing shoulders with them blokes. Obviously, you know, Diamante's played at the highest level. And you can only admire blokes like that.
Absolutely. And like with everything that happened obviously last year with all the COVID and the travel and everything, how like challenging was that to, you know, you just sort of started, how challenging was it to sort of drop everything and have to travel a lot and stay in a lot of hotels and everything like that?
Yeah, like obviously the hub was not for everyone. For me, I didn't mind it. We were sort of fortunate to get out of Melbourne, which was obviously going through a tough time. So, again, me, young bloke, sort of didn't have it really anything at home that I was leaving behind. So I was, it didn't really bother me. I enjoyed it, you know, hanging out with the boys. Obviously, it's sometimes it got a little bit boring because you're sort of just waiting to train and go to the games and that. But, you know, I was sort of, once the season finished, was able to stay in Sydney for a few more weeks. And you enjoy a bit of downtime after the season, you know, while Melbourne was still going through a bit of a rough patch. So, yeah, it worked out all right.
Yeah, and with the way everything's going in Melbourne at the moment, we've got a lockdown that's meant to end on Friday. We'll see how everything goes. But, you know, it's still sort of that thing of like, yeah, you're away in the hubs, but it also kind of gives you an escape sort of thing away from.
Yeah, exactly.
The shit of it, which is fine.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't extend, but I've heard it's going to.
Yes, that's the word on the street at the moment. But we only had, I think, 3 cases today, so
it's handy.
We'll hopefully recover nice and soon. Anyway, a very cool thing about you. You are the first person that I've ever interviewed that is on and in an international video game. Not your face, but you're in it. You're in FIFA. Question: have you played as Western United or just like been yourself, basically?
Yeah, I think I have once or twice, but to be honest, I don't really play PlayStation or that. I used to a little bit when I was a bit younger, but a few of my mates have played and sent me a few photos of my poor statistics. They're probably not far off the mark though. I'm not that great, so maybe my rating will go up one day.
I was going to say, I think you have in the game 20 speed, which
that's a bit.
I find that very hard to believe. I was going to say, I find that very hard to believe.
Yeah, I used to be slow, but I've actually gotten a bit quick. I think my fitness is a little bit better now. So
there you go.
But yeah, I'm not going to say I'm known for my speed.
Well, the rating will just improve and increase, and then you'll get the face scan, and then you'll actually be in the game, and you'll be ready.
Yeah.
Cover athlete, I reckon. Cover athlete material.
That'd be nice. That gives you cash in that.
Mbappe levels. It's awesome to be chatting with you and everything. What do you sort of hope is next for you in your career and with Western and then like after soccer and after football, like what's sort of your plans and your future?
Yeah, obviously just take it day by day. Obviously focused on playing here at the moment. Obviously everyone dreams of playing overseas and for your country. It's obviously long term. It'll take a lot of hard work to get there. But yeah, just as I said, day by day, go as far as I can. Leave no stone unturned. And then after football, I did a sports media degree after school. So I did that, and then I did bricklaying after that. So I was a bit unsure where I was going. But yeah, ideally, I'd do something in that industry. And I think so if you can have a career, it probably helps you fall back into the media.
Yeah, and like that's sort of most of the people that I've interviewed and like that I know of, like they sort of work their way up and play through the sport and then kind of will have that fallback and have that sort of thing to do after, which is like, you know, you could work as like a sports broadcaster on some sort of A-League thing, which is cool.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Hopefully it's a little bit down the track though.
Yes, you're still only 24, so you got plenty of years for that career to continue. And the way that your career is tracking at the moment, it looks like it won't end anytime soon.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Hopefully another 10, 15 years.
Exactly. Thank you very much for coming on today. This has been awesome to chat with you and just hear about sort of your story. The first soccer player I've had on, funnily enough.
Nice one.
There you go. Look at that.
Very good sort.
So when this is big and famous and has a big thing, then you'll be.
Jeez, I don't know about that.
Well, thank you very much for coming on anyway.
I'm still just Scotty from Bentley. That's what everyone knows me as.
Scotty from Bentley. Well, now you're Scotty from Bentley that has been on the podcast, so that's always good.
Might put it on my LinkedIn page.
That'd be good for me. That'd be like that'd lift mine up.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much for coming on. It has been an absolute pleasure.
Anytime.
Cheers.